Welcome, everyone. I'm Kimberly Boscheman, and this is the Intentionally Intuitive Podcast. In this episode, we're going to take a look at the numerology and the energy for both the collective and the individual life path numbers for March 2022. As with all of these monthly videos, it's very important that you listen to the part for the collective, because we are each a part of the collective. And that energy is what's really going to be potent during this time. And so it ties in with your individual life path number. That's why I don't put timestamps. This, of course, is a general reading. If you would like a personalized reading, please book some time with me. My information is in the description box below. I have also just recently started offering one-to-one, face-to-face over Zoom life path coaching with numerology. If this is something that you're interested in, this is an opportunity for a 1-hour session where we dive in deeply into your numerology chart to discuss anything you want to discuss that you're currently facing or that may be coming up for the future for you. If that's something that you're interested in, just book some time with me. I would absolutely love to meet you face-to-face and to work with you in that way. Okay. So let's go ahead and take a look at the energies for March. So March ushers in the universal cycle of the 9 energy. During this cycle, we can find that we're able to think more abstractly and not quite so rigidly when it comes to our belief systems and how we move through the world. 9 energy is that of the humanitarian. It's an energy that honors self while also bringing in service towards others. So by opening our minds and our hearts, we can begin to see things from a broader perspective where greater, more elevated solutions lie. Aligned 9 energy sets out to bring people together with an emphasis on equality and justice for all. It's an energy of no one being left behind, because if someone is struggling, ultimately we're all struggling in some way. So where we can find ways to coexist while doing no harm, then we're able to be a part of the greater circle. If one is being pushed out from that circle, it creates a gap that in one way or another, we all end up feeling, especially energetically. So 9 energetic cycles help us to find ways to do our individual part for the greater good, for the collective, and to bridge the gap, which I think now more than ever, we could use this energy. So it's beautiful energy, especially for March, especially for this time in history. So definitely work with it the best that you can throughout the month and always, but it's very potent this month. This is also a completion cycle, so it can indicate attainment, things coming to fruition from past efforts, such as rewards, earnings, return of investments. This is going to be a situation where you've put in the effort previously and now you're seeing those things again coming to fruition or coming to closure. And it can be closure that's abrupt, or it can be closure that you're just kind of tying up that bow really nicely and moving on to the next thing. It can also indicate things falling away so that new seeds can begin to grow, creating a greater foundation for your future cycles. Similar to when we sort of lose our baby teeth as children so that our adult teeth can come in, shedding what no longer works or no longer supports us for something that does. Though this isn't the best energy for sort of starting anything big or new, it's more of a time for setting the intentions and making the preparations for this cycle to begin, right? So this cycle can feel somewhat busier than normal with a lot of added responsibilities being added to your plate. You can see a tremendous amount of inspirations and ideas, psychic and intuitive downloads coming in for you now. Pay extra attention to your dreams at this time and any kind of, again, visions that you have, ideas, inspirations. Now, this isn't necessarily, like I said, this isn't the cycle where we would necessarily take action on those inspirations or those big ideas. Although, we have to go with what comes up for us. So if life dictates that you need to take action, then take action. Don't let this sort of prevent you from doing that. But this isn't the most supportive energy for big ideas taking root when we take action on them just yet. This is the time for the sort of the incubation period, the ideas coming in, sort of exploration of those ideas and those inspirations, and maybe planning and deciding how we want to take action on these ideas. And then in the months that follow, then taking those big risks, those big inspired action, right? So this is going to be a time again to really sink into the more ethereal, sink into the inspirations, the ideas, the dreams. The dreams are going to be coming in very vividly, very strongly for those of you that are especially sensitive to that. You could notice that, again, your intuitive powers are even stronger during this time. You could notice that, again, your psychic powers are much more profound at this time, much more vivid. So pay attention to that. A lot of times that can hold messages. So we just need to be open to it, take note of it, and then revisit it down the road if we need to. So this is not going to be a cycle where self-serving or overly self-indulgent endeavors be supported. Instead, broad compassion, kindness, understanding, and more evolved actions are the ones that will gain the most traction. Friendships and relationships of all kinds can prosper and grow during this time, especially those that hold a similar vision for the greater good. So pay attention to who enters your sphere at this time, your reality, your experience, or who re-enters your life now. They could play a key role in the journey ahead. So be open to who you meet and the messages that they hold and the wisdom that they've come to share. This could be very important for your journey forward. Be mindful not to sort of cling to or get overly attached to experiences, people, or emotions that have run their course and that need to be released. Replaying events or stories in your head only to beat yourself up with them aren't allowing you to move forward into a sort of greener pastures, right? We may need to sort of shovel the manure every now and then, but we certainly don't need to sit in it. So extract the wisdom, release the person, place, or thing with an open heart and with gratitude for their contribution, and move along. There is much more adventure to be had beyond the self-created gates that we often create for ourselves, right? Release that stagnant energy and look forward to the future with joy and high expectation for what awaits you around the next corner, for what you'll create from these big ideas, these big dreams, these big inspirations that could be coming in for you during this cycle. This is incredibly beautiful, ethereal, creative energy, and just a time again for exploration on the softer side of things. So definitely embrace it to the best of your ability. Again, the energy can be present. It's always what we choose to do with it that makes the difference. Okay, on to the life path number. Life path number 5. So I pulled an animal spirit card for you all, and you got wolf spirit. This is such beautiful, powerful energy. So what kind of came through with wolf spirit is to follow the wisdom. So wolf energy, when we think about wolves, we think about the wolf pack, right? They're typically always in a pack. They do that for survival, right? And they're very loyal to the members of that pack. If for some reason one of the wolves gets separated from their pack, or for whatever reason they're sort of kicked out of the pack, they will work to create their own pack, right? They are very much pack animals. And so that again is a means for survival, but they're very loyal to one another. They work really, really well together. There's a synergy there. There's a connection there that, again, they rely on one another to sort of quote unquote get the job done, to again, to work together to find the food or whatever the case may be, or take down, the prey or whatever. So there's a lot of synergy here. There's a lot of working together, collaboration, seeing eye to eye, or finding common ground, so that you can work together harmoniously. There's a lot coming in around that. So there's something here around, you may this month, because again, we're in a 9 universal cycle this month, you may find people coming in who feel like they're part of your pack, who you just see eye to eye with, who you feel a connection with, who you feel the synergy. There's an open door to find ways to work together, to collaborate. And you'll enjoy that process because, again, it's people who you see eye to eye with, who you feel a sense of camaraderie with. So it's not like it's a difficult combination. This is beautiful, beautiful energy. So there's a very strong potential of people entering your sphere at this time that are going to be very significant in your journey forward. Five energy is very independent energy. It needs to not feel suffocated. So it can typically feel like the lone wolf energy. But ultimately, it's just because you haven't found your pack yet. You know what I'm saying? So when you do find those people who can best work with you, who can give you your freedom without being jealous or envious or whatever, and also, be there supportive when you need that, and who don't try to restrict you or control you or manipulate you and all of those things, you're gonna feel that connection, that camaraderie, and you're going to want to be a part of that. And so it's just a matter of finding the right people. And there's a very strong possibility that you will find those people, beginning this month, that they'll start to come in for you. So this is really, really beautiful. I would just say, again, because five energy can be so sort of independent, and maybe that has got them burnt in the past, and so they might have some defenses up. I would just say, be as open as possible to whoever's coming into your experience this month, and be open to working with them, collaborating with them, because you might not see the beauty in this person or these people until down the road, right? Like you might not see how much you have in common or that connection until you allow yourself to be open to the experience, and then see what sort of what occurs, what comes up through that experience, through that relationship. So just be very open to who comes into your experience, using your own discretion, obviously, but don't shoot it down right out the gate, because I feel like there's going to be some very significant potential people coming in. There's also this energy with wolf spirit to make sure that, when it comes to like your work environment, sometimes we get put in work situations, especially when we work for large corporations, where we don't always see eye to eye with the people that we're working with, or they don't necessarily, feel like somebody we would want to hang out with on the weekends or whatever. But there's definitely this energy, especially this month. It could be very beneficial for you to try to find ways to work with them in a harmonious way, to try to collaborate in a way that is moving towards something that's the good for all, as opposed just the good for self. I think that's going to be really, really important. And I think you will see the rewards of that effort in the months that follow. So if you try to just take this to an extreme to where you're like, nope, I'm doing it myself, I don't need anybody, etc., 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 I think you may miss out on some incredibly beautiful opportunities this month. So just really be open to collaboration, be open to the ideas, the experiences of others, even if you don't necessarily see eye to eye with them. I think that it could open some doors for you that you wouldn't normally see opened. And the other thing is, don't be afraid to ask for help this month. Again, especially like there's a lot coming in for you guys around like finances. So career, money, resources, that sort of thing. So especially when it comes to funding, money, job, whatever, just be really open to asking for assistance, for help, for whatever it is that you need to get something off the ground. I think the more that you can do that and not try to do it all yourself, you're going to have a really good possibility to reap the rewards of that. So for some of you, this could be like your pack coming in, right? You finding your pack. For others of you, it's going to be learning to work with those that you're sort of put in a pack with, but maybe you don't see eye to eye, but finding a way to at least find common ground. I think that's going to be really, really important this month. So as I look at the energy ahead for you all, beginning of the month, we have sort of like this abrupt, like quick change coming in, a change of direction, massive communication coming in, something that kind of alters the path in some way. It could, again, be communication that you weren't expecting. It could kind of blindside you a little bit. But whatever this is, don't shy away from it. I don't know if you're going to be able to anyway. I feel like it's going to be pretty big. Like you're not going to be able to ignore it. But be open to whatever this is. Try to go with the flow with this as much as possible, because I think it's setting you up for some really big successes in the weeks and months to follow. So again, it might be like you're working on a particular team and then you get shifted to a different team, but you don't really like this new team because they don't see things the way you see things. Be open to the experience, because there's something here that you can learn from, and there's something that you're going to be able to extract some wisdom from that's really going to help you on your journey forward. There could also be some kind of just communication coming in from your past. It could be a relationship. It could just be like, again, just some kind of communication coming in, but that actually really helps you on your whatever it is that you're building or working on. Whatever this is really going to assist you. This is assisting energy, even though when you're in it, it may feel very chaotic and kind of abrupt. It can feel a little bit challenging to move through. I would say just be open to it as much as possible. Don't fight it, right? Like, you don't want to get in this like, you don't want to create tension and chaos and conflict where there doesn't need to be any, because again, this change, this communication, whatever this is coming in to assist you. Even if it doesn't feel like that initially, it is for your higher good. So something big coming in at the beginning of the month. It can feel subtle. It doesn't have to be like a something loud and abrasive, but it's definitely might feel uncomfortable. Let's put it that way. And you might like initially feel like this is not a good fit. This is not going to work, etc., etc. I would just say be open to it and see where it takes you. Mid-month and the end of the month, you might as well just kind of couple all that together, because there is so much coming in for you all around finances, like security, wealth, big fruitful ideas. I mean, also there's a big piece here, mid-month especially. Well, I would say mid-month and even through to the end of the month, around something finally coming to fruition that you have been working on for a very long time. And now it's like everything drops at once, but in a good way. It's like this creative freedom, this creative expression, freedom to travel, freedom to explore, but then also like all of this like monetary rewards coming in as well. So you may also see like, again, you get a promotion, or maybe you've been working on a project for a really long time. It does really well, so you get some kind of a bonus, or you see a huge influx of clients coming in, or you take your business from regional to global. It's that kind of jump. This is big energy when it comes to the physical plane. And again, it's about like action. So it's like something that you've taken action and put effort into in the past, coming to fruition. Like, this feels like energy is like, this is now, the fruit is now ripe to be harvested, and what a harvest it will be type thing. This is incredible energy. For some of you, this could also be like big ideas, big creative ideas coming in at this time, or opportunities coming in at this time that you'll need to take action on. And this is just a reminder that it will be worth it. Like the rewards of your effort will be worth it. So it might not be that you're seeing the rewards at this time, but if those big ideas, those inspirations come in for you, especially mid-month, pay attention to what comes in for you, anywhere in the couple of weeks of the mid-month, because they have the potential to have a really big return of investment. It may take a little bit of time. Again, it's very stable, kind of slower moving energy, so just be patient, but definitely explore anything that comes in for you, any ideas, whatnot. But yeah, big money energy coming in, big resources. Again, this could be like buying a house, or like winning the lottery, or coming into a huge inheritance or something like that. And just be mindful of like what you do with those resources when they come in, so that you don't fall into an extreme, basically, is what I'm just trying to say here. So yeah, big powerful energy coming in mid-month, feels very physical, very much around resources, money, all of those things, but also creation. So like creative energy as well, in following your passions and doing what makes you happy. And honestly, for a lot of you, I see like these big rewards coming in because you were doing something that was speaking to your soul, your passion. So this is beautiful. And then again, end of the month, same big energy, but this feels like something coming in from the past. Again, something coming to fruition, completion, you seeing now the tangibles for your efforts. So if there was something that you were waiting on some kind of financial or materialistic reward for, or something to come to completion, that would sort of tie up some loose ends around anything financial, anything that was sort of pending, I think you're going to see that come to completion in a very positive way at the end of the month. And so, and it looks like it's in your favor, whatever that may mean for you, but it looks very rewarding. And so, but again, this feels like something that you have worked for, and now it's like catching up to you. So now it's like coming, the cycle is completing, and now you're like cashing in on that effort, right? So beautiful, beautiful, beautiful energy for you all. Beginning of the month might be a little tricky just because of the energy coming in as far as the abruptness of it. Or again, it might feel a little bit uncomfortable or pushing you outside your comfort zone or whatever. But I would say explore it as much as possible. I think you have a very strong possibility of having a very rewarding month when it comes to things within the physical plane. So again, resources, money, I would say even like relationships are possible because of wolf spirit, but really there's a lot going on here with, again, money, power, really money. I'm just coming back to the money. Let's put it that way. So I hope that this was helpful. Thank you all so much for listening. Take care, everyone. Bye for now.